Title: How to professionally fill ceramic tile joints in a bathroom floor. Complete step-by-step guide. Welcome to this detailed and comprehensive guide on the correct way to fill the joints between ceramic floor tiles in a bathroom. Filling. The tile joints, also known as grouting, is one of the most important steps in completing a professional tile installation. It not only improves the visual appearance of the floor, but it also plays a critical role in protecting the installation from moisture, preventing dirt buildup, and increasing durability over time. In this tutorial, we will walk through the entire process from start to finish, covering the tools, materials, techniques, and best practices you need to know. First, let's understand why this step is essential. When you install ceramic tiles on the floor, small gaps are intentionally left between the tiles. These gaps, or grout lines, are not random. They are designed to accommodate natural expansion and contraction due to temperature changes and to separate each tile structurally. Without properly filled joints, the floor would be vulnerable to moisture, mold, and tile displacement. Let's begin by preparing the surface. Before applying any grout material, make sure the tile surface and the joints are completely clean, free from dust, adhesive residue, and debris. Use a stiff brush or vacuum to clean the gaps thoroughly. If there's hardened adhesive between the joints, carefully remove it with a scraper or a pointed tool, making sure not to damage the tile edges. Next, choose the right grout material. There are different types of grout, including traditional cement-based grout and polymer-modified or epoxy grouts. For bathroom floors, it's best to use a waterproof and mold-resistant grout like epoxy or a polymer-enhanced grout, as they offer better long-term protection and durability. Also, consider selecting a grout color that complements your tile color for a harmonious finish. Once you've selected your grout, it's time to prepare it. Follow the manufacturer's instructions on the packaging. Typically, grout powder is mixed with a specific amount of water to create a thick, yogurt-like consistency. Stir continuously to avoid lumps and let it rest briefly before mixing again. Now comes the application stage. Using a rubber grout float, apply the grout over the tiles and press it firmly into the joints at a 45-degree angle. Move diagonally across the tiles to ensure the joints are completely filled. Work quickly and methodically as grout can begin to dry within minutes. After filling a section, immediately wipe off the excess grout with a damp sponge in a circular motion. Rinse the sponge frequently in clean water and avoid pulling grout out of the joints. Let the grout set for a few hours, depending on the product and room conditions. Once dried, you may notice a light haze on the tile surface. This is normal and can be cleaned with a soft cloth or a special grout haze remover. For extra protection, especially in wet areas, consider applying a grout sealer after the grout has fully cured. This transparent coating helps prevent stains and moisture absorption. Remember, patience and precision are key to success. Don't rush the process. Use clean tools and high-quality materials for best results. The final result will be a clean, sealed, and beautiful bathroom floor that stands the test of time. We hope this guide has given you the knowledge and confidence to tackle tile grouting like a pro. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out more of our professional how-to tutorials on tile installation and maintenance. In addition to the main process, there are a few professional tips that can truly elevate the quality of your grout work. Tip 1. Work in small sections. Especially if you're using fast-setting grout, it's crucial to work in small, manageable areas. This prevents the grout from drying too quickly on the tile surface, which can leave stains or be difficult to clean later. Always finish one area completely before moving on to the next. Tip 2. Use a margin trowel for tight areas. For edges and corners, such as around the base of the toilet or along the wall, use a margin trowel or a small tool to press grout deeply into narrow joints. This ensures even coverage and a strong sealed finish in hard-to-reach spaces. Tip 3. Grout spacing matters. The width of the joint affects the type of grout you should use. Wider joints, over 1 or 8 inch, typically require sanded grout for better bonding, while narrower joints can use unsanded grout for a smoother look. Tip 4. Maintain proper ventilation. When working in a bathroom, especially with chemical or epoxy-based grouts, make sure the space is well ventilated. Open windows or use a fan to keep the air flowing and protect yourself from fumes. Tip 5. Don't forget the final buffing. After removing the haze, always finish with a dry microfiber cloth to give the tiles a polished look. This last step brings out the natural shine of the ceramic and ensures a spotless result. Tip 6. Follow up with maintenance. Even after a professional grout job, regular maintenance is key. Wipe down the bathroom floor regularly. Avoid harsh chemical cleaners that degrade grout over time, and reseal every year if needed. By incorporating these extra steps and tips, not only will your bathroom floor look stunning, but it will also perform better and last longer. Grouting may seem like a simple task, but doing it the right way makes all the difference. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a seasoned tiler, mastering these techniques will enhance your craftsmanship and leave your clients impressed. Another important aspect of grouting that is often overlooked is timing and curing. After applying and cleaning the grout, many assume the job is complete. However, the curing stage is just as critical. During this period, the grout hardens fully and gains its maximum strength and resistance. Avoid walking on the floor or exposing it to water for at least 24 to 72 hours, depending on the grout type. Always check the product label for exact curing times. Moisture control during curing is also essential. In some cases, especially with cement-based grout, keeping the grout slightly moist during the initial curing stage helps it cure more evenly and prevents cracking. Lightly misting the grout with water for the first 48 hours without soaking it is a technique used by professionals to ensure long-term durability. When dealing with colored grout, extra care is needed. Uneven mixing, inconsistent cleaning during application, or using dirty water can cause discoloration. Always mix the entire batch at once if possible to ensure color consistency. Use clean tools and fresh water throughout the process. Another consideration is the type of tiles you're working with. Porcelain and glazed ceramic tiles typically resist staining and haze better than natural stone, which is porous and more sensitive. If you're working with natural stone like marble or travertine, it's often best to seal the tiles before grouting. This prevents the grout from penetrating and staining the surface of the stone. Tool maintenance is also a small but essential detail. Keeping your rubber float, sponge and buckets clean as you work helps maintain the quality of the finish and avoids dragging dried grout back onto the surface. Replace sponges that become too dirty or worn out during the job. For advanced users or professional installers, epoxy grout is another excellent option. While more expensive and slightly more difficult to work with due to its fast curing and sticky texture, it offers superior water and chemical resistance, perfect for wet environments like showers or steam rooms. Epoxy grout doesn't require sealing and resists cracking better than traditional grout. Finally, always inspect your work under good lighting conditions. Use a bright portable work light if needed to spot imperfections, gaps or uneven surfaces while the grout is still workable. A second set of eyes or a quick photo with your phone can sometimes reveal issues that aren't obvious at first glance. Remember, the beauty and integrity of your tile installation heavily depend on this final step. Taking the time to apply the grout correctly, clean precisely, cure properly, and inspect carefully will result in a flawless, long-lasting finish that stands out both in durability and appearance. Grouting ceramic floor tiles in a bathroom is far more than just a finishing step. It's a critical part of the installation process that determines both the visual outcome and the structural integrity of the surface over time. While many view grouting as a quick and simple job, professional installers understand that this stage demands patience, precision, and knowledge of the materials involved. Let's take a moment to consider what grout really is. Grout is a dense fluid that is used to fill the spaces between tiles. Once it hardens, it provides a seamless bond that holds everything together while also acting as a barrier against moisture, dirt, and other external factors. In bathrooms where the environment is constantly humid and water exposure is frequent, this function becomes even more crucial. If grout is poorly mixed, applied too quickly, or improperly sealed, it can lead to cracking, staining, mold growth, and ultimately, failure of the tile installation. So what does professional grout work involve beyond simply spreading the mixture? Step 1. Choosing the right grout type. There are 3 primary types of grout used in ceramic tile installations. Alus, sanded grout, best for joints wider than 1/8 inch. It contains fine sand particles that help prevent shrinkage. Unsanded grout, ideal for narrow joints less than 1/8 inch, often used for wall tiles or polished stone where sand could cause scratching. Epoxy grout, a 2-part formula that's extremely durable, stain-resistant, and waterproof. This is the go-to choice for showers, wet rooms, and high-traffic bathrooms. Each grout type has its pros and cons, and selecting the right one is critical for long-term success. For example, while epoxy grout is superior in performance, it is much harder to apply and more expensive. Cement-based grouts are easier to work with but require sealing and more maintenance. Step 2. Surface preparation. Before applying grout, the floor must be completely clean. This doesn't just mean wiping off dust, It means ensuring that the tile joints are free from adhesive, debris, or anything that could interfere with the bonding of the grout. Use a utility knife or grout saw to remove any excess mortar sticking out of the joints. If this step is ignored, the grout may not adhere properly, resulting in weak or hollow spots that will crack over time. Step 3. Mixing with precision. Mixing grout properly is an art in itself. Too much water and it becomes runny, weak, and prone to cracking. Too little water and it won't spread or bond correctly. You want a peanut butter-like consistency that holds its shape when applied, but still moves smoothly across the surface. Always mix in a clean bucket with a clean paddle or margin trowel. For best results, let the mixture slake, rest for a few minutes after the first mix, then stir again. This allows the ingredients to fully hydrate and creates a stronger, more consistent material. Step 4. Application technique. This is where experience matters most. The grout should be pressed firmly into the joints using a rubber float held at a 45-degree angle. Apply the grout diagonally across the tiles, never in line with the joints to avoid pulling it back out. It's essential to pack the grout tightly into every joint to eliminate air bubbles and gaps. Missing even a small section can lead to future problems like water seepage and tile movement. Step 5. Cleaning at the right time. After applying the grout, wait about 10-15 minutes before beginning the cleaning phase. Too early, and you risk pulling grout out of the joints.